All right, it's time for After the Whistle playoff projections. Indeed, real fast, we're going to start with 1A, then talk a little bit about 2A. The playoffs were to start tomorrow in 1A. This is what it would look like. Potential playoff matchups would have Chilhowie at number 8 traveling to Homeacre, number 1. And then in the same bracket, you would have number 5 Rural Retreat traveling to number 4 Patrick Henry. Now, if you take a look at that bracket there, we like Homeacre over Chilhowie early on. The Rural Retreat PH game could be very interesting. The fact that it's at PH would probably give them a little bit of a nod. This could be a really good game. It's also a rematch of the regular season game. The winner of that would go on to face Homeacre. I would like to see Rural Retreat get a shot at Homeacre. I'm not sure if they'll be able to pull that out, but that's going to be interesting at least to see how it plays out. So right now, number 8 Chilhowie would travel to Homeacre, and number 5 Rural Retreat would travel to Patrick Henry on that side of the bracket. And the winner, of course, coming out of that would go to the Region D Finals. On the other side of the bracket, you'd have number 2 Rye Cove, and number 7 Holston will be traveling to Rye Cove. And then in the other game, you would have number 6 Grundy traveling to number 3 Twin Springs. So right now, as everybody is sitting, this is what the playoffs would look like if they started tomorrow. Of course, there's 3 weeks left, and there's a lot of things that can happen. We're going to keep an eye on this for the next 2 or 3 weeks to see how it starts playing out. Homeacre's already a lock for number 1. There is a couple scenarios that would prevent him from getting it, but it's going to take an upset to make that happen. In Rye Cove, that big game with Twin Springs is going to come into play a big factor possibly in the seeding on the other side of the bracket. If Rye Cove comes up and loses that game, it changes this bracket considerably. So we'll just have to play it out and see, but right now we've got number 7 Holston traveling to number 2 Rye Cove, and number 6 Grundy traveling to number 3 Twin Springs. We like Rye Cove coming out of that side of the bracket, and we like Homeacre up top. We think it's going to be a Homeacre-Rye Cove finals in D1. Now let's take a look at D2. Playoffs will start tomorrow with D2. Number 8 Lebanon would travel to number 1 Union. Numbers on the same bracket, number 6 Lee would travel to number 3 Ridgeview. And if you look at that bracket there, the way it's set up right now, there could be some movement, especially between number 6 and number 8. Those numbers aren't really set in stone. Number 1, Union, it's Union's to lose right now. And Ridgeview could potentially slide into the number 2 spot or slide back to number 4. That's going to take upsets as well. And the other side, by the way, on that side of the bracket, we like Union coming out of that. But we think it's going to make for a great matchup, especially if it comes down between Union and Ridgeview. And as it's sitting right now, that's what we think is going to happen. On the other side of the bracket, we've got number 7 Virginia High traveling to number 2 Graham, and number 5 Gate City traveling to number 4 Tazewell. I like Tazewell in this one here. I think they've got the athletes to continue to advance past the quarters into the semis. Virginia High, as of last week, they weren't in this spot, so this is a spot that could change at any time. Virginia High snapping a 4-game losing streak, so it's possible that they will stay in here, but anything can happen. We like Graham in the Virginia High game. We like Graham coming out of this bracket. We anticipate and project it's probably going to be Union and Graham meeting again, which is what everybody wants to see. So it could make for one heck of a Region D championship game. On the outside looking in 2D, you've got Central and Richlands, has been all but eliminated, so they're out. And John Battle was actually in position last week to be that number 7 and number 2, that number 8 team. So John Battle is on the cusp of getting in and possibly bumping Lebanon out. On D1, you've got Thomas Walker, Eastside, and Hurley in that order. All 3 of them are looking into the playoffs right now. hoping to get a couple more wins and a couple upsets. So as of right now, these are the D1 and D2 playoff matchups in Region D. We'll keep you posted on the rest of those next week and the following weeks. Only 4 weeks to playoff time. Until next time, that's all we've got on our playoff forecast.